Welcome everyone for the webinar today on Salesforce for B2B and why should you invest and how can you get started quickly. A bit about myself. My name is Mukul. I'm, you could say, manager for Salesforce practice here at Impact, working here for the last 3 years. My background, I'm in this commerce industry for the last 10 years. 10 years is quite a long time when it comes to technology. Just to give a brief insights, when I started in commerce, there was no 5G, 4G, 3G, 2G. It was only desktop, and that was the only experience that you can create. But over the period of time, it has grown to mobile experience and mobile apps and AR and VR and Internet of Things and all kind of experiences that have come up. My areas of expertise is mainly commerce, unified commerce, and marketing and service, and especially on the Salesforce domain. That's a bit about myself. The agenda for today, we're going to quickly go through the COVID situation and what it means for the digital growth and your businesses and industries. B2B e-commerce, how Salesforce can help you with the B2B growth and B2B solutions. How can Impact help you with the B2B solutions for your businesses? And lastly, we're going to touch briefly on the Christian Hansen case and Q&A. I can see there is already a question. Let me see if I can. Yes, you're going to get the slides afterwards. Moving on to the first point, COVID-19. Guess it's not new, you all know this. Just to highlight a bit, COVID-19 has sort of accelerated all the adaptation of the digital commerce and the digital activity across different channels and different services. Overall, it has come down to the 5 key expectations when it comes to a customer, and I'm sure you have been all most of the time working from home, and you have experienced yourself the kind of experiences you get and your expectations personally. Everybody expects that it's a digital first organization. The experiences are frictionless when it comes to commerce or when it comes to your different activities, online to offline services, be it commerce, pick up in store, any other activities that you do, product, price and the value mix, and the social aspect and the social commerce to it. All these activities has grown since COVID-19 over the last, you could say it's going to be a year now, pretty soon. So that has grown significantly. McKinsey has done a survey globally, and what they have found over the last, you could say 6 to 9 months period, since the COVID has come in and across different countries, it has started at a different timing. But if we see globally, it has accelerated the pace of adaptation of digital services and products by 6 to 7 years. And what it means is that some companies can cope with this fast-paced growth, but many companies have struggled to make sure that they can provide these experiences. And that is a very big challenge, not just for the B2B, but maybe for different aspects of the different divisions within the company. And that has accelerated the digital transformation, if you want to call it, or digital disruption or revolution at the same time. And this has gone through different industries and organizations. Asia Pacific has actually grown, the adaptation has grown more than 10 years as well. But overall, if you look at Europe, it's more like 7 years, North America is 6 years, and on an average globally, it's more like 7 years. What it means is that COVID has accelerated the digital when it comes to all touch points across retail or any other services that you use. If you zoom in a bit into the B2B e-commerce, let me put it this way, and I'm sure you all know this, you have all been, you could say in your personal experiences, on your personal life, you have been all a B2C customer, but maybe in your personal or professional life, you have been either B2B buyers or either B2B sellers selling different products and services. The whole point here with B2B e-commerce is to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of your company's growth and the business. And COVID has sort of put different kind of challenges, maybe in terms of speed and the way you have to react in a quick fashion to meet up these objectives. If you look at what Forbes has to say, B2B e-commerce is a top growth sector today. And that's mainly because the number of B2B transactions that are happening online that has grown significantly. And if we zoom in a bit more, why B2B is growing, that's mainly because they are following the footstep of B2C when it comes to this. And it's not only about the transaction, but it's also about the experiences and the kind of devices that are being used for the B2B. It's not the professional, you could say the desktops and the computers. It's also the different devices across different uses. Forrester has done research and they have found that 74% of the B2B buyers are researching online before purchasing. And if you go a bit further into it, 91% of the B2B customers use mobile devices for searching the different products. And what this means is that the experiences that we provide when it comes to the B2B has to be top notch, and it has to meet the same expectations that the customer has when it comes to B2C. I highly recommend reading this book by Brian Beck, A $1 billion B2B e-commerce. But just to put a gist here for the audience here, it's all about seizing the B2B opportunity. And it's not that complex. Just to put it very simply, what it means is that you should be able to provide a buyer-focused experience, making the task easier for the buyers so they can easily find the products and pretty much buy quickly, provides B2C like customer experience, and provide all the information that is required whenever and wherever. That's just a very simple way to put it, what you need to do when it comes to the B2B. And at the same time, ignoring the digital transformation is not a good idea, I would say, especially for the manufacturers and brands and the distributors. This has been the area where there has not been too much of a focus, to grow the business digitally, and it also has to do with a lot of legacy systems and legacy IT architecture and the IT systems that are already there for more than maybe 10, 20, 30 years, and there has not been too much of a focus on the experience part and in terms of providing a more like a customer-facing systems. If we focus a bit more for the successful B2B, then it comes to this 6 key aspects to focus on, and that would cover most of the B2B businesses' key requirements and the expectations from the customer side. Increasing the efficiency of a purchasing process, the entire process of a purchase that has to be efficient. It shouldn't be more like a multi-step, filling the form and then somebody will approve the form and then it goes to different prices, and it's a complex process when it comes to B2B. There has to be an efficient process to do this and more of a simple and transparent process to do this. Product information in B2B space, the products are, sometimes we had customers where the products are, in different size and quantities. Sometimes they don't have pictures, sometimes they don't have enough information on the products, and sometimes it's not required, but it's just nice to have. Sometimes it's required in terms of legal compliance as well. All the contracts that the sales person makes, they are all sort of negotiated in putting those prices, the contract prices, into the system and providing that experience along with the products and the price, and maybe also in terms of roles and responsibility. If you are in headquarters, then you have more like whether you can buy the product, what sort of products you can see, and if you are, let's say, maybe in a regional office, then what sort of prices you can see, maybe in different currencies, in US dollars, euros, and stuff like that, and whether you can buy the products or not. So those kind of role specific experience that would also play a big role. Not to say the checkout, It has to be simple, easy, and fast. But at the same time, especially in the B2B case, there is a lot of reordering. So you should be able to do the reorder really quickly, but at the same time, very simple, that you can just click one or two buttons, and then you should be able to reorder the same stuff that you ordered previously. Order tracking, the B2B buyers should be able to track their orders. And this is, you normally do it with the B2C, okay, Amazon tracking and the Zalando and stuff like that. But it also on the B2B side, it would really be appreciated, especially for the B2B buyers, that they can track where are their goods, when they can expect them, and stuff like that. And we have seen this also, the documentation, especially for the legal and compliance side. We have seen there are a lot of documents required for the products, and maybe for customs and a certificate of analysis and stuff like that, which are really required from the legal standpoint in different countries. And depending on the types of products you have, could it be food items, could it be different services, electronics would have different requirements and stuff like that. And those requirements needs some documentations, and those documents should easily be available when they go to xyz.com and then easily find these documents. These are some of the focus areas that would be required for a successful B2B implementation and B2B business. Moving on, how can Salesforce help here with their Salesforce B2B commerce offering? I'm not sure how many of you already know Salesforce, but just a quick intro to Salesforce. Salesforce is #1 software as a service CRM solution provider, and they have been growing rapidly over the, you could say, last decade in general. But if you see the last 5 years, they have outpaced significantly to all the big Microsoft, SAP, Oracle providers, especially in the customer CRM space. But that's just not enough. Salesforce, since 1999, has been growing in different industries and different areas of the digital business. And they have added some products by themselves. And at the same time, they have acquired different companies over the last, you could say, more than 20 years. Just to name a few, Service, Heroku, which is a cloud solution provider, mobile marketing cloud, analytics service, artificial intelligence with Einstein, especially in the B2C space, Commerce Cloud, collaboration tools, B2B commerce. They have acquired a company called CloudCraze, which was also already on Salesforce platform, integration platforms like MuleSoft. Recently, they have acquired Datorama and Tableau, also in more than $15 billion transactions. And just a month ago, they have acquired a company called Slack. I'm not sure you use that, but that's also a collaboration company for $27 billion. And that's just quickly, you could say, Salesforce is just buying different companies and adding them into the suite of offerings. What they have been able to do along with all these acquisitions is they have been able to provide the customer 360 view, and across different services and across different touch points. A customer could be interacting with your commerce systems, they could be interacting with your marketing, customer service, it could be some analytics, could be some integrations, could be some distributors and partners. They would be interacting with different touch points within the Salesforce ecosystems, and then you can have a 360 view of where your customers are and what are they doing and what are the activities that they are performing on different platforms. If we zoom in a bit more into commerce piece, and especially the digital commerce part, Salesforce has been, over the last, you could say, 4 to 5 years, have been leader in this space. If you see in the top right corner here, Salesforce is leading, and this is the report from Gartner Magic Quadrant from August 2020, and they have been leading here with when it comes to the digital commerce offering. What it means in general, what they can do, just a quick bullet points here. Salesforce B2B commerce, it helps you sell more. And when I say sell more, meaning that you have to focus more on your business and not on the solution and the IT aspect of it. You have a lot of features out of the box, which you get it, and you can pretty much run up and quickly, and you will focus more on your business, not really on the IT and the software and the solution, and building this multi-year projects to offer your businesses online. It can also help you to do the customer service aspect, providing a single view of the customer. As I said earlier, with the 360, it can offer you the single view of the customer and the way the customers are interacting with your systems, what sort of products they are buying, what sort of services, what sort of complaints they have, and you will get a single view across all these things and provide a streamlined customer service to them. And that is also one of the aspects that can help businesses grow. Lastly, the innovation, and that also comes down to the way Salesforce has been adding different features. They have 3 releases a year where different features are added every year, and that's just under the hood without any upgrade required. It would just come, and then you have a feature on and off, sort of a toggle and you can make use of those new features. But at the same time, there's a whole ecosystem. I'll just come to that point just in a minute, where different vendors can add their services onto the Salesforce platform, and you can leverage them without building them yourself. If you zoom in a little bit more into the features provided by Salesforce B2B Commerce, then all the usual suspects that you can see here. Search, really key important part into your product discovery phase, where people can easily search your products, the product itself, along with the images and all the descriptions and all different types of products. Could it be bundles, kits, and the products where you have different options to buy and stuff like that. So different types of products that are supported, the entire catalog and classification of the products, and the way you want to categorize the different products into different catalogs and stuff like that. Pricing engines in different currencies, different rules, and at the same time negotiated prices and contract prices as well. Promotions and campaigns, coupon codes and stuff like that, the entire engine over there. Order and the order handling part, contracts and invoices, payments where you can capture via a credit card or maybe a purchase order in case of B2B, and it could be different payment methods depending on different countries. Inventory is also one of the key part that is supported out of the box within the platform for different products. And this is just, you could say, the top 10 features. There are more features available on top of this, and they are all out of the box. And besides this, you also have something called App Exchange. And in the App Exchange, you have a lot of plugins, if you want to call them plugins, but in Salesforce world, they are called app. It's an App Exchange, and they are basically called Salesforce app. They are available on them, and the different companies are making their apps on Salesforce platform, and you can easily integrate them with your B2B commerce. Just to name a few here on the screen, you can see ZenCraft, which is more like a track and trace provider to provide improved order tracking. Covio, which is AI-powered search and recommendation. Vertex, which is a taxation service provider, and stuff like that. So you have many different services provided by different companies here on the platform, similar to your app store on Apple and Android, stuff like that. You have different apps here which you can easily put it in your Salesforce platform and make use of them, rather than building everything yourself, and really let you focus on your business and not really on building the stuff. And this can help grow your business really quickly. And what we see generally is that this B2B solutions and B2B projects, go anywhere between 6 months to 2 or 3 years time period. But especially in case of Salesforce, they are usually less than 6 months of a project, meaning that you have a really quick go-to-market, and maybe you can try different things quickly and adjust your business in this fast-moving pace world. Here, just to highlight, give whatever be the size and scale of your businesses, Salesforce is there for you, and it can help. This is just to highlight 24 hours in the life of a Salesforce, and especially if you look at the B2B, then 47 million reports are created, 42 million case, which is more like tickets, customer service tickets, interactions, close to 5 million opportunities, 3 million leads. So just to highlight, in one single day, all this number of records are created and updated, and that is the power and the robustness of the platform that is available. So you shouldn't be worried even if your business grows and whether your platform will be able to handle. Salesforce will definitely be able to handle whatever the size and scale your business is, and globally, whatever your growth could be. Just to name few of the customers that are running on the B2B platform, I'm sure you recognize Coca-Cola there, Samsonite, Adidas, just to name a few, retail and consumer goods, Univa Solutions, that's more like a big manufacturer and the distributor of different goods and services. But just to highlight here that it's a proven platform. Very big customers are running this globally in US markets, in European markets, and Asia Pacific markets. How can we as Impact help you here to support your B2B growth and B2B solutions and B2B journey? Just to highlight a bit about Impact, we have been founded in 1998. We have more than 200 employees, 4 locations in Aarhus, Copenhagen, Odense, and Lisbon, Portugal. We are 100% focused on digital commerce. I'm not going to go into the awards and so on, but we are fully focused digital commerce agency. Also a silver partner on Salesforce. I'm coming to that. And here, just to highlight that we are all-round partner doing the strategy and consulting to PIM and master data and omni-channel scoping, technical scoping, architecture, front and back end, service delivery, 24/7 support, loyalty, marketing, traffic, Google Analytics, UX, design, stuff like that. So we are, you could say, divided into 3 different main sections: experience, technology, and business, and making this full circle of 360 services. And in terms of technology, we go by best of the breed. And when it comes to B2B commerce, we definitely go with Salesforce. But just to highlight that in different aspects of the business, we do different technologies at the same time. And in terms of market performance, the average growth of Impact customers are more than, you could say, the regular Danish market. And we are quite proud about that. Highlighting a case here about Christian Hansen. That was the case that we did last year on Salesforce B2B commerce. Not sure how many of you know Christian Hansen, but Christian Hansen has been ranked the most sustainable company in the world. And more than 1 billion people consume the product containing a Christian Hansen ingredient. So they are into this bacteria that's their product, but they use it in daily products, in cheese and wine and in all kind of stuff that you can imagine, with a turnover of 1 billion euro and operating in more than 30 countries. And they wanted to do more like a customer portal, a customer universe of their, mainly the business to business customers universe, where the customers can get inspired and at the same time can purchase different products. And when a typical customer for Christian Hansen could be, maybe you all buy milk every day. A typical customer is an Arla customer, Arla Dairy as a customer. And each customer, when it comes to B2B, has more complexity than a regular, more like a fashion sort of a customer. They all have their own negotiated products and the prices. It's more or less one-to-one. They have multiple locations, meaning there is always a headquarters sort of a thing, and then could be a workshop location, could be a factory location, maybe in the same country, maybe in a different country, operating in a different time zone, also operating in a different currency and a legal system and stuff like that. And they would have the products would have to be shipped, and they would have a different delivery times, maybe sometime different delivery cost and stuff like that. Could also have some documentation, more like the PDF for the legal and compliance part. So what we did was we built a global solution here for Christian Hansen. And when we say the complex customer structure, meaning that there are different companies where they are global companies. As I said, Christian Hansen is a global company. They have different customers. We are operating in North American market, in the European market, Asian market, and so on. And they would have this sort of a customer hierarchy where headquarter is, let's say, in Denmark, or maybe, let's say, in France. And they would have different offices in different locations. And the experience should support a customer in New York, a B2B buyer in New York, or a B2B buyer somewhere in China can log in and get their own products and the prices and buy the products. At the same time, especially for Christian Hansen, a typical, how do you measure this bacteria? What is the unit of measure? Is it pouches? Is it kilos? Is it, what is the size? And that makes it even more complex when it comes to the product and the prices, especially in the US market. They have, bundles and boxes, and in different markets, it could be different unit of measure. And when it comes to a global implementation, there are a lot of languages comes into play, and a lot of currencies comes into play. And this is more like the experience that you can see on Christian Hansen. Just to highlight here, it's more like a B2C sort of an experience, and this is highly flexible, meaning that in the Salesforce B2B commerce, you have this drag and drop sort of a capability where you can easily modify the entire template of the page and try and experiment different things and make it more simple for the B2B buyers to navigate throughout the checkout and throughout the product discovery pages. In terms of results, it was delivered on time, and it was just a 4-month project, not really a big project at the same time. But it was a 4-month project, support rolled out globally. Every week we had added different customers from different markets onto the platform. It was under the budget. We had a happy customer. We are still working with Christian Hansen. It's a growing partnership, and it started and it worked from day one. And which is not usually you see with this big enterprise sort of companies and such a small project. Covering different ERP systems, covering different product systems and IT, and a lot single sign-on and all kind of complexity that comes into this to make it happen. How many man hours did have the 4-month project? I would not go into the specific details, but just to put it lightly here, it was not a project where more like a 10,000 hours sort of a project, but it was relatively, you could say, medium-sized project. You can reach out to me, and we can go in a particular detail here, especially about the Christian Hansen case and the project. Is the catalog created in Salesforce or imported from different systems? It's a question here. The catalog could be created in Salesforce. It could be a simple Excel sheet that you can also put it and import within the Salesforce. And it could also come from different PIM systems. Could it be in River? Could be some different systems that you already use. And it can, you can easily manage the catalog within Salesforce as well. It all comes down to the details, but yes, Salesforce can handle different catalogs in different formats. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for the time, and we will reach out. We will provide you the slides and also the recording that you can access on the same link